Have you ever felt like no matter what you did, your body just wouldn't change? I did. And for years, I thought I was just too skinny to build muscle, until I learned that I was going about it all wrong. Growing up, I never thought much about my size. I was slim, and that was just me. But then doctors started telling me that I should eat more. My peers would throw out comments like, "Girl, just eat a burger." I laughed it off, but deep down, it stuck with me. When you're young, words like that sink in, and before I knew it, I was obsessing over my body. Every mirror became a checkpoint, every reflection, a disappointment. So I did what I had to do. I started working out. I ate in a caloric surplus, prioritizing high-calorie foods over actual nutrition. My muscles became more defined, but they weren't growing the way I wanted them to. And when I didn't see results, I got discouraged and stopped working out altogether. But here's the thing. When I stopped, I didn't feel so great. My energy was low, and I just felt blocked. So I got back into working out, and this time, something changed. I wasn't doing it just to look different or to prove something to anyone. I was doing it because it made me feel stronger, energized, and confident. That's when I realized I wasn't a hard gainer like I once thought. I just needed to train smarter, eat more of the right things, and take care of my body in ways I hadn't before. Now my goals go beyond just muscle growth. I'm prioritizing hydration, sleep, self-care, and getting all the nutrients in that I need to thrive. So if you've ever felt stuck in your fitness journey, you're in the right place. Welcome to episode 2 of the Godly Goal Getting Diaries, the health upgrade. Let's go. I've been vegan since the beginning of 2023. Well, vegan-ish. Okay, let's be real. It's been more like vegetarian when I go out, but strictly plant-based at home. Call it what you want, but overall, plants have been winning in my kitchen. One of the first things people ask me when they find out is, why did you switch? The answer is always, it's complicated. I didn't grow up hating meat or anything. For the most part, it was fine. But I was that kid picking around the weird, slimy textures on my plate, because let's be honest, some parts of chicken are sus. Then enter TikTok, because of course, right? Welcome back, by the way. I'd be scrolling, minding my business, when all of a sudden, boom, another vegan creator making another recipe that looks way too good to be vegan. Like, are you really telling me that's not meat? At the same time, my mom was also getting into plant-based eating, so we were like, why not try it together? Now, let me just say, we did not go cold turkey. Yes, that pun was absolutely intended. It was a gradual thing. We started cutting back on meat and eggs, which was fantastic because back then, eggs were basically a luxury. Day by day, the meat and eggs disappeared from our meals until one day, we looked up and said, oh, we're actually doing this. From there, it was just a matter of creativity, finding new meals, new flavors, and realizing that plant-based eating isn't just about what you can't eat, but focusing on all the new things that you can. We haven't looked back since. Something I also just wanted to pop in here and say is that, yes, I went vegan because of the weirdness around meat occasionally that I have, but also because there are so many health benefits. I just wanted to say that. I'm not a nutritionist, but if I can, I will insert some links to articles that you guys can read in the description, hopefully. So yeah, okay, bye. Tell me, when you like a certain food, are you the kind of person that just eats it over and over again? I am. Hey, no shame. If it works, it works. Alright, let's kick things off with breakfast. For me, oatmeal is a staple. I eat it nearly every single weekday. Why? Because it's quick, easy, filling, and actually tastes good. A win-win-win-win. Now, on days when I don't have to rush out the door, I do like to switch things up, just to remind myself that other breakfast foods exist. But oatmeal, Sheeta OG. This recipe is super simple, just a handful of ingredients and about 10 minutes of your time. No stress, no mess. Protein is another major key, which we'll get into later, but in this bowl, that comes in the form of nuts, and sometimes I'll throw in a little almond butter for good measure. Speaking of things I eat, or in this case drink, every morning I've been taking Mary Ruth's liquid multivitamins for the past few years because if I can avoid taking a bunch of pills, best believe I will. Also, I've been trying to get some more water in just to stay hydrated because it's good for you, your skin, your hair, all of that. I'm gonna have a little bit of a snacky snack. This is not something I do often in terms of like the Sour Patch. I'm a snacker, so that's not new. My lunches aren't very unique. I usually have what I had for dinner the previous night, and so that's what you're seeing here with my split pea soup that my mom made. It was actually very good, but also very hot. Nearly burned my mouth. Everyone could use a little sweet treat. Okay, so here I'm about to work out. I usually like having a pre-workout snack just to give myself some extra fuel. They say that you should have carbs beforehand because that gives you energy throughout your workout. And so right here I'm putting on some chickpea mash that I made, which is like a tuna substitute, but it's very high in protein and very yummy. Of course, I'm not going to eat something that's not good. It gives me energy and all of that, so that's great. Now it's time for dinner. I am making some mushroom pasta. Guys, this is like one of my favorite things right now. It's so good. One of the perks about being vegan is it kind of forces you to be creative with your sauces, with your meals in general. And here's my snack. So it's the next morning and we're making baked oats. I have so many recipes for oatmeal. It's actually really funny. But here's one of them. I've been making this like on repeat for I don't know how long, the past few months. But it's very high in protein. I'll put the nutrients and everything, the calories, the protein on the screen. But from memory it's about like 700 calories in there. I know, that's a lot. But for a girl who's trying to bulk, that's like the perfect breakfast. Okay, this is another pre-workout snack. Honestly, like one of the best things about that chickpea mash, or as I like to call it, is that it kind of helps me to meal prep in a way. Like it's something that'll last me for the week. Oh, look at the gains, period. Now we're making dinner again. I'm trying to incorporate more colorful foods into my diet. Like something I've been really into lately is like tropical foods and just getting more like ground food. Like my mom and I, we try to stay away from processed foods anyway and eat like what directly comes out the ground, you know what I'm saying? So in this case we got some rice, some cilantro rice, which I made. So good. We've got tofu. I don't eat tofu often, only occasionally, but yeah, like on TikTok I've been seeing these alkaline vegan creators and their food just looks like something you would see in the Garden of Eden. I'm so serious. Like it just looks so good and colorful, and like you could seriously build muscle off of that. So this is the dinner for day 2. So now we're doing a little bit of self-care. I occasionally like to make honey turmeric masks for my face. Guys, I had lost my brush for this that I usually use to apply to my face. It was quite literally in my closet, staring me in the face. Hi. So I have been dry brushing, and so basically if you don't know what that is, it's using a bristle brush like this, right? Not sure if you can see that, to basically like exfoliate your body, kind of basically taking your dry skin, right? It's not wet and you're brushing it. And they always say to brush towards your heart. Not sure why that is, but anyway, I've been doing that for like a few weeks now, 2 weeks. And guys, when I tell you the difference I've seen has been drastic. My skin after the very first use has been so soft. I didn't know I could feel that soft. I've been walking around like the Sahara Desert. This is something that I've been implementing into my routine. You basically do it before you shower so that you can get all of the skin cells off, because don't walk around with that. That's nasty. I used this brand. This is not sponsored, but it's called Pop Chose. I'm pretty sure you could use like most brands, it comes with this little hook that you can put the brush on. I haven't used it. I just lay it on my dresser. But that's what I've been using. And then I also have been getting more into like jade rolling and stuff. Not like worshipping stones or anything. No, just to clarify for anyone who's not familiar. It's basically just a way to like depuff your face when you first wake up. So I basically run this under cold water because I've been using cold water to wash my face in the mornings just to wake myself up, to depuff and all of that, and just like roll my face. Like, it's really good for lymph drainage. Good way to like wake up and get the sleep off of you and everything. By that same token, I've also been using gua sha. So you use this to also like drain like the lymph stuff, fluids in your face and your body and whatever. I'm no self-care expert. Okay, so this is all fairly new to me, but that's just what I've been doing, and I think it's been great. So what do I want you guys to get out of this video? There are a few things. The first is that taking care of your body is a form of worship. I feel like a lot of people think worship is only singing or dancing, and that is amazing, but those things in and of themselves are not worship. They're just the conduit, as I learned this Sunday, I believe, or some Sunday. But yeah, basically those things are the conduit. Worship is offering yourself as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to the Lord, which is what it says in Romans 12 verse 1. And so taking care of yourself is one of those ways. We know that the Bible says our bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit. Notice how it says a temple. Think about how the Old Testament described the temples that God told the Israelites to build. They were not some rundown shack. They were not some shed on the side of the road, okay? Some old dusty motel. They were beautifully crafted. They were taken care of. There were certain instructions that the Israelites had to follow in order to keep up with it, in order to maintain it. And so in the same way, we should maintain our bodies, not out of vanity, but out of care, out of gratitude for what God has given us, for our health. And so that's one thing I wanted to bring up. The second thing is the importance of having a plan. We've been talking about godly goal setting, godly goal getting, and how you shouldn't blindly go into trying to achieve your goals without having some kind of roadmap. So I do have personally a list of my goals and the steps I need to take to achieve them. However, I'm going to be vulnerable with you guys. I'm going to be open. An area that I need to improve in is planning out my meals. Like, I did start doing this, but I've noticed that during the 3rd and 4th weeks of the month, especially, wink wink, if you know you know, I need to especially have my meals planned out. During the 3rd week of the month, I'm usually like starting to crave things, and so I just grab whatever, not thinking about like, is this fulfilling? Is this going to help me reach my goals? Is this healthy? No, I'm not thinking about that. And so basically what I want to do is I want to have meals planned out so that I know what I can eat and I'm not playing a guessing game. And then I also have the ingredients I need to make it. You know what I'm saying? And then during the 4th week, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to actually prep the meals, like actually have them cooked for the week, just to see how that goes. If that's not something I can sustain long term, that's okay. But it would be cool to have some level of ingredients prepped at least. So that's something I want to try. The next thing that I want you guys to get out of this is the importance of tracking your progress. I have this journal that I do little check-ins in to basically see where I'm at when it comes to achieving my goals. So for this episode in particular, when it comes to my health, I write down if I've been drinking enough water, if I've been on it with my workouts, you know, like schedule wise, have I been missing any, how I've been eating. And so that's really helps me to see what areas I need to improve in. And if you notice that something isn't working, don't get discouraged. Please don't get discouraged. Just evaluate what's wrong so that you can pivot from there and adjust. So like I told you guys, what I need to do, what I need to get better at, I need to get better at planning out my meals and possibly prepping them. Then that's something I'm going to try out and see how it works, right? And so the last thing I want to say is that perfection isn't needed. I know I say this every video, but it's so true. And I feel like as someone who can tend to be a perfectionist sometimes, I just got to remind myself of this. You just have to remember that it's very important to just keep showing up, right, for yourself and trying to get better by some percentage every day. Now, whatever that percentage is, that's up to you, no matter how small. But just try to keep getting better. Progress doesn't look like that. It could sometimes, I don't know if this is going to be like reversed, but it could sometimes look like this, you know? But as long as in general you're going in the right direction, you'll be okay. Even in the making of this video, like I'm literally stretching myself in that way. I don't usually make vlog type videos like where I'm filming myself cooking or whatever. So this is a fun little experiment too. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Okay, that's all I have for y'all today. Hopefully this offered some kind of inspiration, you know, whether to try new recipes, to pick up the camera and start making content, or just to take care of yourself. So thank you guys for spending a couple days with me. I appreciate y'all so much. As always, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.